to shielding your mistakes behind, oh, it's just jokes.
What's that?
It's just, you got it wrong. Do you have any interest in Flaw and Awe, Kung Fu Hustle? Oh, I would love to. Kung Fu Hustle is up there on my list of top favorite movies. Like, it is shit. It's up there. It's high up there. Probably in the top 10 somewhere. Do you ever have planned to do Night on Elm Street franchise for Flaw and Awe? Yeah, that's gonna get Flaw and Awed. Fuck yes. It's such a long title though. I wish I did go with Cinema Score. That's the score at the end of it. Yeah, dude, I didn't go with that though because it's Cinema Sin, Cinema Score. It's too fucking close. Yeah, dude, I get it. Laugh aloud. I'm just surprised you didn't immediately shut the idea down at the mention of Twilight. Gotta admit though, would probably be an entertaining bid. Well, eventually we're gonna get to shit I don't want to do, and I think that's well, my idea for giving it up to the audience and the members to do was to give a reward that I can actually function around, but also it brings me out of my comfort zone and it lets me get to stuff that I wasn't ready for yet. Like I probably wouldn't do Batman Begins and yada 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 right away, but since so many people are asking for it, I'm probably going to do it in the next few months. I was going to strictly stick in the horror genre, you know what I mean? But more and more people are asking stuff that is really challenging, uh, you know, to me, how to
I
put it
gotta get
together,
a
because you do kind of
haircut.
score it different. You got to pay attention to different things.
See, I
when it
wear
comes to it. And it's easier
headphones
to
all
stick in the
day,
genre and then
my
come up
hair's
with
all messed
little
up
gimmicks
because
for
of it.
things like little titles and labels to kind of
Like,
keep
see,
jokes going from one to the next,
and
and not
then
jokes like
there's like a little
without any weight, but
space.
meaningful stuff. Like right now,
It's not
one
good.
that is kind of sticking with purpose because it's not just a here's a random thing I'm going to put in every video. But in Krampus, I was like, that's creepy, and that's not an edited thing. I forget what I did, but I was sitting down and I had played something and I just said it in a full sentence along with something, and that alone just came out like so weird. It was like, that's creepy. You know, it was so like dry and off, and it was creepy in and of itself. So I used that again for Joker. I made a audio file of just that little snippet, and that's going to end up in other stuff. But with Joker, even with Krampus, it was a positive thing. Ooh, the snowman, ding, you know. Same thing moving forward. We're going to have a few, but it's going to have a meaning. It's not just going to be empty. And if it doesn't have that meaning that latches onto it, we're not going to use it. Do you hate Halloween 3? Do I hate Halloween 3? Halloween 3 is the Halloween I've never watched. I've seen enough from reviews. As far as I know, I never watched Halloween 3 growing up. Yes, I was one of those people who heard Michael Myers wasn't in it for whatever reason, and I didn't watch it. I would be interested to see how I feel, or I'm curious to see how I feel, and I'm not watching it until we do a cinema score on it. realized they were crap. Yeah, I mean, still people watch them and like them. Uh, you know, yeah, you're gonna find things you like about it because it's not all empty. There's like a 40%, or maybe 30%, I would say, where they're actually picking out stuff that's flaws, and then or it might even be 20%, but they really do pick things out that are real flaws. And then there's like another 20-30% that they're just getting stuff just wrong, and it's not for jokes. They just get it wrong, and then the rest of it is just jokes to continue that ongoing joke. So people are caught on, and that they like it, and find it funny, and just to watch. I ain't mad. I think it's trash.
I haven't drank water in a while,
I ain't
so
mad if you're finding.
I love water.
Enjoy it. Sorry, I didn't win the lottery to finance your pilot.
What's up? How you doing, man?
But don't worry, I'm still working on it. Love the channel, love your work, love your parenting. Thank you very much, John. I had funny enough, a couple people reach out and say, "Hey, how much money would it cost to make music?" Another person, shout out to Channel of the Living Dead. Channel of the Living Dead. He does horror. He's working on the website. He's been watching the channel for a while now, and he had asked me to talk about if I was interested in it. And it's funny, but I still feel like Doomsday Kingdom is just too expensive. You know what I mean? Not only that, is we're just starting to put out the comic at the pace we're doing the comic. If we really did get signed on for a show, the show would be ahead of the comic. Would people even want to read the comic at that point? Do I make two different storylines? I would rather the comic be ahead of the show because you're going to get less readers always with a comic than viewers on a show and or movie. However, I do have this horror script called He Wore Her Face, and I think it's fucking fire. It is fire. There's a little bit of paying homage to Scream in a clever way, or at least I feel like it's a clever way.
This is what it would look like, Bold.
And this is something that I'm considering putting in a horror anthology and maybe releasing that this year. And the thing is, I want to test the water because we're doing the comic and that's running great. We're going to get the channel up and running, so we're doing consistent flaw and all, mainly with side things on the side. And then I did want to put out a book and see where the interest is and see how much it is, because there's a few different pieces of work that I would love to put out there, little stories, without having to do like an It novel where it's this big, but I still have some work that would fill out a decent sized book, and see if we can put it out there. And if there's interest,
so I got home from work, and
then why not? Just because I can't do comics over and over.
And then I'm gonna go to bed.
I mean, I probably could, but the chance that I would run
into I'm gonna play some games tomorrow. I gotta wake up early. Gonna wake up at 5. So I can watch First Take. Not First Take. First Things First. I like Fox. I like watching them rather than ESPN. Sound like a
you could go with
bunch of
really good merchandise. Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger. So you got your merchandising, which could help in a big way if you wanted to actually do an indie script for this project. Part of my Friday the 13th reboot script, which is something that I did get compliments from people working in Hollywood, and it was this sending it in for a finalist. Now, I look back now and I think if I could polish it with my brain now and back then, and I gave it a good polish, oh man, that came into one of the low finalists back then. Shit, because I wrote that script in like 30 days, just out of a bet. But I'm actually taking parts of that script and turning it into He Wore Her Face to keep that original, because it makes no sense. Why would I go through all the trouble of writing a badass Friday the 13th script just to, let it sit there or give it away or whatever? No, incorporate it into our own project. Maybe down the line, we can make a movie and get that going. And that's something that I would love to be at that place where we can do that, because I want to do that project and be like, here, Judge me now. Because if enough people say, okay, I had fun. I enjoyed that. That shit was fire. Then we can do another.
Congrats to the Chiefs, man. Don't let me forget that.
Fucking Hollywood's nonsense.
I wanted the 49ers to win, but I heard it was a good game, so that's good. Oh, we won't. Life is good stuff.
Second guess, you double check the house to make sure there's no one hiding under your bed or creeping in your house, or you don't have to worry about jump scares and musical cues that are only going to annoy and frustrate you the moment after you know, because there's no way the majority of people want more and more of that nonsense. I didn't read The Road. No, I watched the movie. I read. Fuck, that was my funny bone. What's that movie I just talked about? I Am Legend. Keep up the work. Keep making your fans happy. Thank you very much, John. I'm a little late to the live stream. Watch it from the start now. Watch it all. Same, no Michael Myers, no me. You should do a flaw and off for Jaws. That'll get done, I promise you. YouTube just needs to figure out their stuff. Too much automation going on, which is screwing things up. Yeah, I hear that. Thoughts on historical zombies like Nazi zombies, right? In World War I script where the Nazi put a chip in a soldier so they die, they reanimate. No, I ain't local. I'm at the other coast, Florida. Good job, Jordan. Good job. Yeah, when it comes to character zombies, like Nazi zombies and shit like that, that's fine. I mean, as long as the story's cool, I would love a little Western zombie, even. I mean, as long as it fits. In a Western, you can do because civilizations were separate. Towns and shit between other areas were separated and stuff. So you could do something that is, at the end of the day, you just need it enjoyable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go into Bone Tomahawk thinking, man,
I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat
Native Americans
my fucking food, you motherfucker.
Did some people resort to cannibalism? Were there some people that were touched? Were there creepy, scary, messed up shit happening in the past? Sure, but it doesn't matter. I'm just watching an entertaining movie. You know, snappy dialogue, interesting.
I'm not talking because there's nobody talking with me, so
absorb over and over again. And, you know, that charm is lasting no matter how many times you watch it. I miss the days when the sub button actually worked. If you sub to a channel, you got notified. Yeah, that shit pisses me off. I got another notification from YouTube telling me, hey, Ronnie, just want to let you know, fucking no one taps your bell icon. Start mentioning it in videos. And they do. People on the channel do, but I guess I'm in the lower bracket where everyone just subscribed and like 3% of people hit the bell icon. So YouTube came out and they said, and I never once ever put it in the video. And I just get annoyed when I watch people and they're doing daily videos and every fucking day it's hit the like, hit the bell, hit this, hit that, do this, tickle my balls, you know, my wife. Oh, by the way, next up, here's a sponsor, blah, blah, blah. Now let's get into the video. Fucking 7 minutes later. That's an over exaggeration, but me as a viewer, you know, it's not like I watch one YouTube video a day. No, you know, especially on days where let's say today's the day to clean the house, do the laundry, cooking dinner, and all this shit. If I'm home for the majority of the day, I'm gonna burn through a shitload of YouTube, seeing what's going on, any new movies, checking up on other channels, seeing other ideas, up and comers, anyone who's already solid. Go fuck yourself. But up and comers, because I think there's a lot more passion and it's a little more raw. Anyway, so I'm devouring it. So if you got this, you know, a number of assholes that, no offense, I'm about to be one of those assholes. You know what I'm saying? But, because I got to do it too. But if I watch 20, 30 videos that day, every fucking time, hit the bell, hit the like, hit this, comment, go Twitter and share this, and Twitter my twat or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck already. And then let's get to the sponsor. It's just enough. Anyhow, is your cursor freaking it, bro? That's so badass. Yeah, my cursor is Pennywise. Will you be playing Resident Evil 3? I'm a damn sure try. And the Predator game. Did you ever play Black Ops 1 and 2? If so, your thoughts? Oh, I loved Black Ops when it first came out. I'm pretty much 1 and 2. I pretty much loved. Outside of that, that's it. Black Ops. I mean, early Call of Duty. I was in that crowd, man. I was in that crowd with my girlfriend and my next girlfriend. We all played that shit. Fuck. I think it was Advanced Warfare roundabout. That's when I was like, nah, I'm done. Something about the charm, just they lost it. But I loved it back then. I absolutely loved it. Modern Warfare 2, was it? Or 4? It might have been 4. That was like the golden era of just playing it and enjoying it. There's something about it. I was going to say, and here's another throwback was Black. Black from PlayStation 2. Another fucking epic first-person shooter that is underrated and I rarely hear anyone talk about. At the time, I found it at like a cheap rental store, and I was like, "What?" I never hear anyone talk about this Black. What is this shit? It was the most badass shit, and I played it. I let a friend play it. They let another friend play it. Everyone was playing the shit out of Black. And then there was another one when I got out of jail. I was staying over in Edwardsville in Pennsylvania, and where did I get it? I think I got it at Blockbuster, and it was one of their like buy a used game type deals. And I was on the reason I'm bringing that up is I was on like house arrest, so I'm gonna be there for a few weeks. And I picked up some stuff and then got my ass home. And it was called, what was it called? Fuck, not Urban Legend. Urban Riot. I'm pretty sure. Yo, I don't remember what it was, but holy shit, was that fun. Let me look that up. Ouch. Fucking just broke my shit, probably. Urban, what did I just say? Urban Riot. Urban Riot. Was that the PS2? Urban Chaos Riot Response. Fuck yeah, there it is, yo. This was... Is that tiny? This was the... Oh, that's tiny. Yeah, that's tiny. That's what the game case looked like. And it was just hella fun. I think there's even people playing it. But you guys could look that up. I'm pretty sure there's... Yeah, people are playing that shit. 2016, 2010. Holy hell.
If you're still watching right now, in the comments down below, tell me what channels you're watching. Because I need some new channels to watch. If there's channels like Chronicles of Judah 144, I'm going to watch that stuff because I like to learn and I like to play games while I listen to them talk. So if you know anybody, if you think they're awesome, comment down below.
Oh, I remember this shit, yo. Oh, man. Yeah, that brutal. Oh, this shit was fun for the time. I mean, for the time, that shit was fun as hell. Man, yeah, Urban Chaos Riot Response. Oh, I love that game. That was like one of those, because how many times, anyone who's a gamer in the chat, how many times, especially before the internet, and before the internet, I feel like it's so weird to be that certain age where you grew up before the internet, but you're still young enough to be involved in internet culture. You're not like my grandfather. He doesn't know. He'll get lost on the internet. But he was around before the internet and then after, but it's grown to a certain degree. He doesn't even get it with all the tablets and doodads and gadgets and shit like that. But being young enough to grow before the internet and then after the internet, well, the internet was there, but you get what I'm saying. The communities, apps, and features and shit like that. To be at an era where in the past, when I was a kid, when you went to the store for a video game, you had that nagging fear that you're going to waste this little bit of money you were able to save up or you got from a birthday, and the game would suck. You know, you had this drop pit in your gut that you'd get to cop the game, especially if it was new. Oh my God, it was, and that is why. And I think back then, maybe it doesn't matter now, but I'm pretty sure that's why word of mouth was fire. Because when your friends were like, "Yo, I played Sonic the Hedgehog, Mortal Kombat." What was the one with the clowns in the car? Twisted Metal, and they had demo discs too. And I think that was a huge reason why the demo discs were so important, because then you knew you got to experience it and play it. Because if you didn't experience it, you go to the store, you're not going to waste your money. But as long as they gave you a little taste of what it was, you went to the store and you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy that. But Urban Chaos was one of those where it's like, yo, listen, I'm about to pay $105 a week to be on house arrest for the next like 6 months or some shit. Like, it was unreal. It was like torture. When I got pinched for a DUI, and I went in front of the judge, and they were like, okay, you can do 6 months in the county jail, or I think it was like a week. It was something small. Do like a week or two house arrest. I took jail. I swear to God. So I asked them, I said, can I get my grandmother? Because I knew I was going. Because anyone who goes to jail or court for DUIs, you know what time of day it is. You can either pick or choose. And I'll tell you why, the reason I chose jail over house arrest, yada, yada, yada. But you get to pick. So I was like, yep, throw me in jail. So then I said, can you wait? Let me say goodbye to my grandmother. Can you wait and then put on? Because they do the whole murderer shackle deal. They don't care if you're a murderer or DUI. They do the ankle bracelets. They do the shackles around your waist. They do your wrists. Then they shackle your wrists to your wrists to your waist. So you're all chained up like a serial killer. You're looking like Hugo Solinsky out this motherfucker, and all you did was get caught with a pair of keys in your hands drinking a beer. Anyway, so yeah, I went over, give my grandmother a hug goodbye, said, all right, thanks for bringing me up. I'll see you in a bit, And she left, and then they were like, okay, she's gone. They were cool about it, because I was like, can you just do it when she leaves? They were like, yeah, fine, because you're turning yourself in. You're not wanted, fucking Scarface. So she left. They shackled me up. And here's the thing, though, is I don't know if it's changed now. It's been a few years, but I knew going in, the jails are so crowded that when you're in there for a DUI and it's your first offense, but you have a background, and that's what mine was. It was a first offense, but normally you go home on your first offense. However, I was already a convicted felon at the time, and this was after I was a convicted felon. So when you have a background and you were already popped and you have a record, you go straight to jail. Like if I get popped for DUI right now, I'm pretty sure I go straight to jail, no collecting $200. But if you don't know this, when you get popped for DUI, you can escape on that on probation. I knew this when I was there. This chick, one girl, and you could tell she was rich. You could just tell the way she looked, acted, dressed. She had 3 DUIs in one night, and you know what they did? You know why she probably did? Because she knew it didn't matter. No matter how many DUIs you get, as long as you're not whatever yet, you can go to the court. This is in Pennsylvania, so I don't know if it's different anywhere else or if they change it. But you can go to the court, have your lawyer combine them, and you get sentenced on just one DUI. And as ridiculous as that sounds, and I don't know the details behind that, but I swear to God, part of that is real. Because I watched this chick get 3 DUIs in one night, and I'm sitting there chained up, just listening to all this shit, had nothing else to do. And they were just like, all right, yeah, go home. It is what it is. And she like crashed even too. I remember it was so crazy because the only reason that I was getting pinched is because I had like a record and she didn't. So she had 3 in one night. She just skated like, all right, see you later, motherfuckers, Anyhow, so I knew going in to county, the prisons are overcrowded the way it is, and they don't put you in the regular Luzerne County jail. They actually put you in the work release building. And chances are I'm going to know some people in there because I fucking know everyone at that time or in and around that area. Knew everyone. And sure enough, as soon as I walked in, Tommy from next door, he was like, bro, he got the rollies, rolled up cigarettes. In work release, you can do your own laundry. It is like a chicken coop. So you go in and you got all your laundry to the right, and you got some showers and shit, and then straight ahead is like a chicken coop of bunk beds, and it's all one big room, and then it's just a bunch of bunk beds in there. Nothing special, just metal, little thin ass mattresses.
I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna whoop your butt.
Shitty shit. And that's
I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
Observatory or whatever but here's the gimmick. House arrest, or here's the censure. House arrest is $105. The guy who looks over you is a dick, and I mean a dick. I'm sure there had to have been some kind of
you, bro.
This dude was taking advantage
of you, bro.
all that. I know there was some shit going on the side, just by the attitude and the vibe.
I am gonna go pass the fuck out. Peace.
Like, yo, listen, let's do me a favor. I do you a favor with females, though, not guys, because